everyone. Good to have you with us. The night is beautiful and as picturesque as Frank just described. And I do expect a darn good football game tonight. The Buccaneers record at 0-3, utterly misleading. They outplayed the Vikings all over the place, did the same with the Cowboys, lost both. The only game they really should have lost was in a monsoon right here in Tampa to the Washington Redskins. For more details on the people, here is the Giffer.
Thank you, Howard. And while Tampa is not out of the running for the playoffs, if they lose tonight, they very well could be. However, Howard pointed out one thing. There's two games they definitely should have won. They overwhelmed the Dallas Cowboys last Sunday. Nevertheless, they lost. But they picked a tough team to get started with, the Miami Dolphins. They don't make mistakes. They're well coached by Don Shula. Good, solid defensive play, and they have the luxury of two fine quarterbacks. You saw David Woodley. Well, they have the best backup quarterback, perhaps, in all of football. Don Strock, and Shula does not hesitate to go to Strock, as he did in the second half of the win over Buffalo last week. So it's a matchup between the state rivals, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Miami Dolphins. And for Tampa Bay, if they're going to win tonight, they need a big showing from a young man who has not performed all that well on national television. I'm talking about their quarterback, Doug Williams. Earlier, Don Meredith was on the sidelines and had a visit with Doug.
Doug, been in the league for 5 years, quarterback in the league for 5 years. Your team this year has lost 3 games, and they've really been close, and a lot of people say they could have gone anyway. And as you only win when you win. That quarterback's a great place to be. When you lose, they seem to look at you and say, hey, Doug, what happened? I was wondering if maybe one of the things that might happen is the fact that would you feel more comfortable if you were calling your own plays?
I think at a certain time, Don, I'm in a position where I feel like I know what's going to work in certain situations. The play come in from the sideline, you're a little disappointed that it might not be the play that you had in mind. Mm-hmm. And if you change the play and it don't work, you got to come to the sideline and answer why I changed it. What I had, he can argue at the time that the play he called might have worked.
Well, it's always those ifs and buts sort of thing we're talking about. Doug, here you guys really do have a good football team. This is the last year in your contract. Would you consider leaving Tampa?
Well, Don, with the strike lasting 8 weeks, I think what happened was the fact that they made it out of an economic strike. Yeah. And I got to look at it from the economic standpoint of, if a good offer came along to another league, I think I'd be crazy not to consider.
And the economics are better if you win tonight, right?
Oh, that'd be great.
Good luck to you.
Okay, Don.
That was earlier, and they were talking economics. Now they're talking football, and the Miami Dolphins will receive to your left, set to kick off. Bill Capice, and deep for the Dolphins, number 41, Fulton Walker, a speedster. Last year, he returned one against Buffalo, 90 yards for a touchdown. He can make it. Walker from the 5-yard line. Runs into his own man at the 20. A flag is down. And now it's picked up. There is no flag as Walker gets out over the 20-yard line to just about the 23-yard line, where it'll be first down at 10. And now there is a discussion. Flag went down and then was picked off. And as you can see, offsides indicated against Tampa Bay. We would suspect that Miami would like to run it back again. Discussion on the field at the moment. That's David Woodley moving to the bench, so we anticipate
number 30
another kick.
Kicking team, re-kick with a 5-yard penalty.
That means they'll be kicking from the 30-yard line. Fulton Walker should have a better opportunity. Quickly again, Tampa Bay 0-3 on the season. They lost to Miami. They lost to Washington. They lost to Dallas 14-9, although they beat them totally in statistical information. The 5 times they were inside the 10-yard line against the Dallas Cowboys was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but all they got out of it were 3 field goals. That doesn't win football games.
Not unless you kick a whole bunch out. You have a whole bunch of those things in there. You can do it. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. I can figure that out. Bill Capice is the guy that's taking a little bit of heat down here in Tampa area, not only by the fans and the press, but by the coaching staff, because they're saying if Capice had not missed a 24-yard field goal attempt in Dallas, it would have put them in a totally different situation where they would have had to try to go for that touchdown in the closing minutes of that game.
We are set to go once again. There's a look at Fulton Walker. Lots of speed. 6th round pick a year ago out of West Virginia, and Capice gets it in the air once again. He doesn't kick it long, hangs it high, however, and it'll be Walker from the 10-yard line. Good defensive play, and Miami picks up a yard on the penalty as they'll mark it out of the 24-yard line. David Woodley comes on. His numbers for 3 games, as you can see. Passing at a little over 57% last week in the first half. However, in a 9 9-7 win over Buffalo. He was 6 of 16 for 79 yards. Don Shula made the change to Don Strock, who wasn't all that much better in the second half, but the Dolphins defeated Buffalo, and they are, along with Washington, the only 2 undefeated teams in the NFL. Set to go now. The setbacks, Andre Franklin, number 37. Fine, second-year man out of Nebraska, and Tony Nathan. This will be Franklin. Pulling ahead is Franklin. Up over the 25 to about the 23, a gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7. Let's take a look at that defense. Keep your eye on Leroy Selman. He's playing as he did as a freshman, a rookie first-round draft pick. Hugh Green, great name from the collegiate ranks, out of one linebacker. Good secondary, Howard. They just don't make mistakes.
Nobody makes mistakes until they make them.
Now that's profound.
I understand.
That's all profound. Let's develop that as the day goes and night goes along.
I think we'll watch and see them.
All right.
Second down and 7. Whitley back. Fires it complete. Out of the backfield is Tony Nathan. He gets up short of a first down to about the 32 or 33-yard line. Tony Nathan, fine receiver, can do a lot of things.
Appears to be hurt.
And he is shaken up on the play.
No, Don, this team has a jarring defense. The statistics are utterly misleading in the sense that when I say statistics, I mean the 0-3 record. This is a good football team. And if they win tonight under the new system and the shortened season, they have a chance to get back in there. They made the playoffs a year ago.
Nathan, as you can see, I believe, just sort of twisted his leg under the weight of that tackle, and he did get the yardage for the first down. We'll check on Nathan's condition as Tommy Vigorito, a second-year man out of Virginia, steps in to Nathan's shoes, along with Andre Franklin. Tommy Vigorito, a lot like Tony Nathan. Good receiver out of the backfield, perhaps not the talented runner that Tony Nathan is. The first down is at the 34-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. Out of the I formation, Vigorito, the tailback. Play action by Woodley. Has a man open right across the middle, and in and out of the hands of Duriel Harris. Incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
Woodley knows that you don't really get that opportunity that often during the course of a night. He had plenty of time to throw, and Harris had made a good cut. It was wide open across the middle, and Woodley just overthrew that.
Duriel Harris turned into a superb receiver for Miami. Not great speed, but enough speed to get deep. Very acrobatic, much in the mold of the Lynn Swann type receiver. You put it in his area, he'll come down with it. Second down and 10. Vigorito, and Vigorito out over the 35. Good defensive surge in there. Dave Logan, Leroy Selman closing down. Dave Logan, the nose tackle for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, playing fine football, leading the team, tied with Dave Stalls in sacks, 3.5.
I don't know whether this is a verification of Logan's statement. He said some people are born virtuosos to play pianos and guitars. He said, I was born to play nose tackle. That's too bad.
Third down and 9. Teams both adjusting. 4-man down front for the Buccaneers. Third wide receiver. And Whitley fires over the middle. It is taken by Vigorito, far short of the first down as he gets to the 41-yard line. Cedric Brown up there, killing the Dolphins' chance for a first down. And out comes the punting unit. Tom Morris will be punting for Miami. John Holt has dropped for Tampa Bay. There's John Holt, fourth-round draft pick a year ago out of West Texas State. He too a speedster. In his second year from Ohio State. Oros did not have any pressure, had a lot of time. Not a good kick, however. Does take a bit of a Miami bounce and continues to roll until it's down close to the 17-yard line. So Oros picks up good yardage off not one of your finest kicks you're going to see. And Tampa Bay has their first possession. They'll begin near their 17-yard line.
Now, from Buick and your participating Buick dealer, a remarkable opportunity. Right now, you can...
And if there will be additional no-shows tonight, you couldn't tell it from the crowd. It's sold out. 72,000 it seats. And they look like they've all turned out. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. Doug Williams looks it over. The ball at the 16-yard line of Tampa Bay. Owens, the tailback, gets about a yard, and that is it, as Owens is taken. Hitting there first was Ernie Roan. It'll be 2nd down at just about 8. Offensively, Doug Williams, of course, the big quarterback with the strong arm, learning the feel, learning the touch. The tailback, James Owens, James Wilder, Jerry Eckwood, the fine running back from a year ago, you might recall, out for the season with a back injury. There is the offensive unit. Change at center. Steve Wilson with a bad ankle could not go, so Jim Leonard will be taking on Bob Baumauer, the nose tackle for Miami tonight. 2nd down and 8. Carver is in motion. Williams, slow drop. To Wilder, leading rusher and leading receiver. He's upended, and it was Don McNeil making the stop after a gain of about a yard and a half. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Defensively, let's take a look at the Dolphins. They changed considerably. They are down to 4 defensive linemen, however. They've lost Doug Betters with a broken thumb from last week's game against Buffalo. Fine linebacking, and A.J. Dewey, after a couple of years, has really adjusted to that linebacking position. He'll drop in the coverage, and he'll come on the blitz. And of course, you recall he came up, A.J. Dewey, as a defensive lineman. 3rd down and 7. Wilder is the single setback. Williams has plenty of time. Gets the ball off, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Wilder, and Tampa Bay will be forced to punt.
One of those passes that you want to know that maybe if he'd gone for 2 hands, could he have caught it? At the same time, if the quarterback had thrown it maybe a half step, a little bit more behind him, and then right on the money, he picks up a 1st down. I think it's going to be interesting to watch the Blackwood brothers, Glenn and Lyle, who free safety and strong safety for the Miami Dolphins tonight. They don't have great speed. They're great hitters. You might see Williams go into that area.
Larry Swider will punt. Tommy Vigorito, a dangerous return man, is stationed at his own 36-yard line. Swider hangs it up, drives Vigorito back inside his own 30 near the 25. Trying to get behind the picket line, and Vigorito does not do so. Good punt. Vigorito cannot return. He gets to the 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Miami.
Excellent coverage by Tampa Bay. Vigorito, renowned now as a special duty man. Excellent kick runner, but he had no place to go then. We'll be back in a moment.
When you live and work around the water.
Tampa Bay and Miami, who had a great opportunity for good field position, settles for the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Ronnie Lee, the tight end for the Miami Dolphins, we understand, is being taken into the locker room for x-rays on a bruised hip. And back in the ball game is Tony Nathan, number 22. David Whitley looks it over. Cephalo in motion. Franklin, big gaping hole, and Franklin barrels his way up to the 38-yard line, 37. Short of the 1st down by about a yard. Neil Colsey upending Franklin.
As we look at Franklin again, Don, his development's been very interesting. He came here unheralded. David Overstreet, a higher draft choice, went to Canada, and he has grown into not just a respectable ball player, but now the man who gets the tough yardage.
They haven't really had a back like that since Zonka, and at Nebraska, you're right, he was basically inside those tackles, and that's where they keep him right now, but a very strong runner.
2nd down, less than a yard to the 1st down. Vigorito, and Vigorito finds another opening on the right side. He's up close to midfield, upended by Cedric Brown, picking up the Dolphin 1st down, and the Dolphin offensive line working well against Tampa Bay. Loxo over the right side, along with Ed Newman, opening the hole for Vigorito.
You just spotted 34, Cedric Brown. That was his 2nd tackle of this still young game. Came along remarkably, called the most underrated and underpublicized and undervalued Buck. Had 7 interceptions in the final 6 games for the Bucs last year. Really fine play.
1st and 10, Cephalo in motion for Miami. Franklin tripped up and sprawls forward for a gain of 2, giving 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And change defensively for Tampa Bay. Dave Stalls, who we were told before the game had a very sore back, has left the game. Booker Reese, a rookie out of Bethune-Cookman, is in there, number 66.
Second-round draft choice, huge potential. There's Tony Nathan, injured earlier, working on the hip. Ice.
They received little criticism for trading away a draft choice to get Booker Reese down here. McKay standing by that decision. He thinks Booker's number one draft choice.
Second down and 7. Woodley looks for his back out of the backfield, and down he goes. And Dave Logan gets his 4th sack of the young season. David Woodley looking for Vigorito out of the backfield, and Logan rained all over him.
What a player he's become. A 12th-round draft choice from the University of Pittsburgh. Totally unheralded. He has become possibly one of the 3 most solid ball players on that club.
Nice to have a guy like that sits in there alongside Selman, who's been the leading sack producer for this Buccaneer defense since he has been here. But, you know, they used to have a lot of USC players now switched over to Pittsburgh. And Logan is just a good example of what they've done. The Pitt Panthers are helping the Bucs go.
Third down, 15, 44-yard line from the shotgun. Woodley waits for the receiver, fires it complete. And, of course, Vigorito was there, but
Hugh Green was
taken there quickly by Hugh Green, far short of the first down. As a matter of fact, taken at the line of scrimmage, it'll be a punting situation for the Dolphins.
Hugh Green is simply a remarkable athlete. He is everywhere, and he hits everywhere, and he has unassisted tackle after unassisted tackle. In New York, the big publicity goes to Lawrence Taylor, who deserves it. But Hugh Green, who came up at the same time, is of the same quality, believe me.
Morris on to punt for Miami. John Holt, you had a glimpse of a moment ago, number 21 back there with T-Bell, former Pittsburgh Steeler. Joined the Bucs a year ago, and T-Bell calls for the fair catch and executes at the 19-yard line, where Tampa Bay will have their second possession of the night. Doug Williams, fully aware of what is on the line, perhaps a season, this abbreviated season of 9 games, and they have already lost their first 3. We'll be back.
NFL Classics, presented by Advanced Formula Stress Tabs. The 1972 football season belongs forever to the Miami Dolphins. They were an electric mix of fantasy football come true, of sweeps and leaps, zones, groans, courage and pain, rookies, vets, names, no names, rushes, passes, catches, coaches, playoffs, payoffs, perfect. Champions, the Dolphins in 72.
Twice the Bucs have won the Central Division of the NFC, and of course a remarkable record at USC. 5 Rose Bowls, 9 Pac-8 titles, all compiled over a 16-year period. Man of humor also. First and 10, the ball just inside the 20-yard line for the Bucs, resting at the 19. Williams quickly fires out incomplete.
Had to have a hitch and a get along for that one. He says, that one's mine. Come on back. Let's do it again, guys.
Something we talked about in the opening. Tampa Bay very effective in all their games, but look at those turnovers.
That's the point. That can be a misleading statistic, total yardage gained, and yet the league uses it officially as a measurement of effective offense. It's like time of possession. It's not what you do. It's not how long you have the football. It's what you do with it. Same thing is true in terms of yardage.
Second down and 10. Giles in motion, and the handoff is Owens, and the tailback tries to cut back inside, and he finds a little opening and gets out close to a first down before Bill Barnett was there defensively in pursuit. Just about a half a yard short of the first down is Owens.
Ran that beautifully, Don. Appeared to be stopped and somehow forced the yardage. Slipped away.
Barnett made a good tackle, but unfortunately he got him from the back, and his momentum and his body weight carried him forward another 3 yards. Barnett's the guy, as we mentioned, has not been a familiar name to us when we look at the Dolphins, but big, fine-looking young athlete. Great mobility.
Doing a lot of duty tonight. We mentioned earlier that Doug Betters will not play tonight. Broken thumb, has a couple of pins in it. Barnett will see a lot of action tonight. Third down, less than a yard.
Nobody there.
That had to be a missed pattern by somebody. Giles, however, Johnny on the spot gets the first down out close to the 34-yard line. Bob Brzezinski was there defensively for Miami.
Either that or it was terrific defensive coverage on it. Short yardage situation, and it's just one of those deals where they either didn't make a real good play fake in the backfield. Let's take a look at it again.
Well, I based it down on the fact that three of them looked like they were having a card game out there, and I mean, they were all Bucs.
Yeah. And Giles, I believe, really was like the third receiver on that. He's the guy, if nobody else is open, let's throw it to Giles, let him pick up a first, and that's what they did.
In any event, the first down at the 32-yard line. Beautiful stadium on a beautiful night here in Florida. Frank Gifford, Howard Cosell, Don Meredith. The Bucs and the Dolphins. The toss. Michael Morton, the rookie from the University of Nevada at Las Vegas, taken by Larry Gordon, one of the fine under-heralded linebackers in football.
That's the point you have to emphasize about the Dolphins. They can play the 3-4 with such effectiveness because of the greatness of their linebackers, tailor-made for the 3-4. Brzezinski, Dewey, Roan, and Gordon. And there is Larry. Three of them superb on the blitz. Roan used more sparingly in that regard.
And Dewey and Brzezinski are fine set of linebackers. Wilder's a single setback for Tampa Bay. Second down and about 9. Williams fires a shot. It's complete. It's on Morton. And the rookie from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, out of the 35 to the 37, a gain of about 3. It'll be third down at 5.
The interesting thing about Williams in his development has been his transition from insistently throwing the big bomb to now in the more disciplined kind of short route attack that you're seeing.
I think, Howard, you hear people say how long it takes to be a quarterback in the National Football League. And a lot of people put that 5 years, because that's when you really become a quarterback. Well, Doug came in, he's been playing for 5 years, and he had to learn the hard way. Took a lot of licks along the way, too.
Third down, just about 5 yards for the first down. Williams, a lot of time, and man should be open, and Giles is there.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Giles, the tight end who really can play it like a flanker, gets the first down around the 31-yard line. And they may be bringing it back. There's a flag down at the 40-yard line.
Mike Kozlowski was the guy that they had in there on that kind of a pre-bent defense or a pass defense. Giles had him turned to the inside, got to the outside. The ball was laid in there perfectly, and I believe it is against Miami.
Crowd will tell you, and it is against Miami. Jimmy Giles,
number 40,
with his 12th reception.
And there you see the perfect combination. He turned to the long ball after the short stuff, and Jimmy Giles, a super tight end, just a super player, Pro Bowl.
Mike Kozlowski, the defensive foul for Miami. First down, Tampa Bay, 31-yard line. Rapidly moving first quarter, 3:16 remaining to go. Still no score. Gerald Carter, 87, one wide receiver now, along with Gordon Jones, number 84. Wilder spinning and twisting, looking for an opening. He finds none. Bouncing off the defensive right side into the arms of Larry Gordon.
There he is, the great man. No other way to describe him. The years have established that, yes, he is one of the great coaches of all time in professional football.
Howard, I think the most impressive stat, and there are pages of him in the Miami yearbook, is the fact that now in his 20th year, he's only had one losing season. And it has not been all that easy. We watched James Owens on second down and 8 get inside the 25-yard line, short of the first down. Down close to the 23-yard line.
Frank, did you see Wilder lead in the block? The young man from Missouri has really become an outstanding player, almost unnoticeably.
Well, Missouri wasn't. He's the all-time career rushing leader there at Missouri. They brought him in down here. And, you never know when you get a kid out of college. They say, well, he's not big enough, or he doesn't have that 4.4 speed or whatever it is. He seems to be fitting in quite well here.
Third down and 2. Ball marked inside the 23-yard line. Kevin House, the speedster, in motion. Williams, third and 2, puts it in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Wilder. And Wilder has the first down at the 16-yard line. Wilder can do it all.
Frank, that looks like such an easy pass. I really think that may be one of the most difficult passes to throw because of the angle. The quarterback drops back. You got Wilder out on kind of a flare pass. Maybe we take a look at it again, but it has to be thrown just right for it to really pick up any yardage. The back can't break speed, can't break his stride. That ball was right on the money. Picked it up, picked her up a first down.
And now you see the importance of the graphic we showed you just seconds ago. Their problem, getting it into the end zone.
I had a word with Doug about that. I'll talk about it after this play. He has a theory why they don't score down there. Makes some sense.
Giles in motion. Owens tripped up. Gets inside the 15-yard line for a couple of yards. A.J. Dewey defensively there. Well, what's his theory? I'd like to hear it. His theory, like any change.
It's not necessarily a new one, but what he says is that their basic pass offense, this is, I'm talking about Doug Williams saying, their basic offense doesn't really allow itself for those quick breaking patterns. He says we need more room to run our pass patterns, and our running game is not strong enough to really push it in from 10 yards out. So he said we've got to get some different routes down there. I said, well, good. Throw those quick little one-move routes to your wide receivers or throw to Giles. And he says, all right, I'll try it tonight. So let's see what he does.
Gain of about 2, second down and 8.
He's not going to throw to anybody.
Wilder bowling his way to the 10-yard line. Short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 4.
You know, I think another thing, you get a rap of not being able to score inside the 10-yard line, and unfortunately, players have tendency to believe what they read and what they hear. And now they've got this feeling that, hey, we can't score inside the 10. And you feel like you can't. You're not going to.
In that respect, they're much like fighters. I saw Sugar Ray Leonard first time around against Roberto Duran in Montreal, utterly influenced and not fighting his fight by what he read. There's the clock. And Cooney did the same thing against Holmes.
It happens.
3rd down, 4. Wilder is your single setback. Williams and it's batted away.
He had a guy open, too.
And it'll be 4th down, and Giles was there.
He certainly was.
That's got to be really frustrating for him, but, you know, who knows why those things happen. But at least they better let Capiz put this one between the uprights. Let's get 3. You don't want to go away empty-handed.
Remember, he's got 3 excellent guys to throw to. Giles, House, the fleet-footed one, and Gordon Jones.
I mentioned earlier the regular snapper, Steve Wilson, injured. George Yarno will snap for the attempt of Bill Capiz. An attempt of 27 yards. The holder is the punter, Swider. Snap's good. The ball's up through the uprights. And Tampa Bay settles for 3. They have the lead with 17 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. They lead the Dolphins 3-0. We'll be back in Tampa in a moment.
Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge with the all-new S10 Maxi Cab. Ford Ranger and Toyota don't even have one. Taking charge with available seating for 4. Compared to Datsun's extended cab, Maxi Cab has up to 40% more load space. S10 Maxi Cab from America's truck sales leader. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge. And now on new 82 models only, get 10.9% financing that can save you hundreds of dollars on financing costs.
Miniature electronic amplifiers for cable television are made by a company called TRW. They boost TV signals to bring you clear, sharp pictures. Without them, there would be no cable television. Tomorrow is taking shape at a company called TRW.
49ers and Rams in a special edition of NFL football Thursday night on ABC.
Bill Capiz successful on a 27-yard attempt. Tampa Bay over Miami 3-0. With 17 seconds remaining in the first quarter. There's Fulton Walker. As I mentioned before, he can take it the distance. A lot of speed. Youngster out of West Virginia. Capiz not a long kicker, but he hangs it awfully high. Walker from the 1-yard line. And notice when you hang it up that high, you get your blocks, and then the men coming down on coverage can recover from those blocks. Blocks were way upfield on Fulton Walker, and he is taken right at the 15-yard line, where it'll be first down Miami. NCAA college football Saturday here on ABC. Arkansas against Texas. What a get-together that is. Oh, great Southwest Conference shootout. Blue Bonnet Bowl-bound Arkansas coming off their strong showing as SMU faces Texas. They're, of course, going to the Sun Bowl at a classic rivalry. Last year, the Hogs knocked off the #1 ranked Texas team and dashed their hopes for a national championship, so they'll get it on this Saturday here on ABC. Good coverage by Tampa Bay. Ball marked at the 16-yard line. Young David Woodley looking it over. Cephalo in motion. Woodley put it on top. Tries to go to the screen to Vigorito.
Oh, what a good move by Vigorito. He had no place
brings it back inside and gets back just to the line of scrimmage, but he would have been thrown for a loss had he not brought that ball back. Into the first quarter. Tampa Bay. They have never beaten the Dolphins in regular season. They've met but once. They'll try tonight. They need it.
A special Christmas gift from Radio Shack. The TRS-80 color computer at $100 off.
Instant loading.
Back in Tampa. The Miami Dolphins, first down 10. The ball inside their 16-yard line for their second down and 10. Tampa Bay with a fine defense. They're #1 in the NFL after 3 games against the pass, allowing only 97.7 yards. Second overall. But they have always been a strong defensive unit. Eddie Hill in there, set back now for Miami, number 31. Woodley. Good runner.
Is he ever?
David Woodley on his own gets a first down. Nifty scramble out over the 25, close to the 28. Finally picked up there by Leroy Selman, who had covered about 100 yards in pursuit.
That, of course, is the value to Woodley, his ability to scramble, to move the football. That's why Don likes to use it. Struck is a pocket pass.
I've been reading some of the newspaper reports that been here in Tampa the last few days. The Tampa players fear just this from Woodley. They say the guy, you think you have him in defense, that he does come out and run. Now, this one run will set up that particular thought for the rest of the night, which is good. You do it one time. You don't have to do it a lot. Just do it every now and then so they know you can.
2 fine running quarterbacks here tonight. Doug Williams will also take off. Miami has a first down. Ball at their 28-yard line. Woodley under pressure again, trying to go to Duriel Harris. Over his outstretched arms, covering with Cedric Brown, incomplete, and Woodley got popped after he released it. First quarter numbers coming your way.
Well, the rushing yards relatively even. The passing yards, the edge to Tampa Bay. Total yards to Tampa Bay. Time of possession, the difference inconsequential.
And no turnovers. The score, Tampa Bay, 3-zip.
Exactly.
I like it.
Second down and 10. Nat Moore checks in at wide receiver, number 89. Cephalo stays in, and Duriel Harris moves to the bench for a quick breather. Franklin with a big hole, gets a good block, breaks to the outside, and the big man lumbers down to the 43-yard line. Taken there by Norris Thomas, but he got a good block out in front of him. Eddie Hill, I believe, put the block on the outside man that sprung.
And the
Franklin.
tight end, Bruce Hardy, Frank.
Good crackdown. You're right. There might have been Kuchenberg out there, too, as a matter of fact, with a little lead block. Not enough Dolphins around. And Andre's he's a big old boy, as they say. And moves a little faster than you might think.
Steady, strong, broke the Miami Dolphins rookie running mark a year ago, set by Jim Kick many years ago. Had over 700 yards, did Franklin. As a rookie a year ago, and a first down. They give it to Franklin once again. Another big opening over the right side, and Franklin this time inside the 45, close to the 43-yard line. Another Miami first down. He was a great football player in Nebraska. He was noted for his blocking. He blocked for L.I.M. Hip, Rick Byrne, Jarvis Redwine. He does all of that. And as you can see, much more for Miami. He's turned into a fine running back.
Well, that's the kind of offensive line work Miami is now showing that they used to have when Monty Clark was there and the Dolphins were in the halcyon unbeaten days.
Moving right up the middle is Eddie Hill, and another big opening as Eddie Hill sprawls to the 35. They'll mark it, however, at the 37 for a gain of 6. It'll be second down and 4.
Hill, of course, out of Memphis State, acquired last year from the Rams. Rams had always thought he had tremendous potential, but he didn't prove out there, and finally they let him go.
Now, the Rams are a benevolent team, too. They like to spread the talent around the league. They don't want to keep it all themselves.
Second down and 4. Inside handoff. Franklin using his 225 pounds, but coming up short of the first down by about 1.5 yards at the 35-yard line.
You mentioned the Rams, Don. Thursday night, Anaheim Stadium, the Rams against the Niners. The Super Bowl champions now having to fight back after that astounding upset against Stabler and the Saints yesterday. The Rams coming off their first victory of the year against Kansas City. Should be a good one, Frank.
Always is. That's always been a great rivalry. 3rd and 2, and it's a tough 2 yards against a really sturdy Tampa Bay defensive unit. Franklin will try it, right side. Picks it up easily, gets another good block, breaks inside the 30, down around the 28-yard line. First down Miami, they're on the prowl.
Hugely effective blocking there, Don, by that offensive line.
They seem to me to kind of neutralize the defensive line and allow Franklin, if you notice, just kind of bounce out to the outside. You kind of wonder sometimes why backs continue to jump right in the middle of that line where all the people are. That time Franklin saw that they were kind of just neutralized, slid out to the outside, picked it up.
I mentioned earlier Dave Stalls had to leave the game. He started. He had a sore back, we understand, before the game, and the rookie Booker Reese is in at defensive left end.
Right where they're going.
On Tampa Bay, and that's where they're running.
That's exactly.
Booker, let's see how you can do, fella.
On 1st and 10, Woodley up, trying to go quickly to the tight end, Bruce Hardy, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
That's just rushing the pass. He was open. Hardy was open across the middle. It's obviously a pattern you've seen many times. Tight end just releases, comes back across the middle, and trying to work between the linebackers. Woodley rushed that pass.
But Dave Stalls, you saw, check back into the lineup. That's number 65. Out comes Booker Reese.
But the play that set up this whole drive was the scramble by Woodley.
Yeah. Got him a good first down, didn't it?
2nd down and 10. 28-yard line. Franklin single setback for Miami. Woodley tries to hit the second man, and it was deflected by the defensive man covering Eddie Hill out of the backfield. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Woodley had Cephalo wide open on the sidelines. Andy Hawkins was out there covering Eddie Hill out of the backfield. He got a hand on it. 3-0, Tampa Bay. 27-yard field goal. Bill Capice, they have the lead. 10:15 remaining in the first half. Vigorito, 32. Eddie Hill. The setbacks out of the shotgun. Woodley gets the release, and it goes to the tight end, Joe Rose, the best receiver of the 3 tight ends that Miami deploys.
Could be at first.
It'll be close. Hugh Green dropped out defensively from his linebacker spot to pick up Joe Rose.
That's a good move by Rose there. Just kind of roll with that pressure by Hugh Green to the outside, come back into his pattern. Hugh had to hustle to catch up. And are they going to measure, guys, or is it?
I don't believe he has it.
I think it's a close shot.
Going to measure.
While they're measuring, let me say this, Don. Joe Thomas, an old familiar name, astute in the evaluation of talent, knows that the Dolphins do not have a single great linebacker, but the way Shula uses the 3 of them, as Frank just indicated, he gets the most out of them.
He means tight end.
Rose, yeah.
Not linebacker.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He says that the feeling is that no linebacker, not even a Hugh Green, can cover Rose. And so they use him as their primary pass receiver among the tight ends. Forgive me. Yes, of course, I meant tight ends.
Well, they do.
They don't do it too badly. They had 61 receptions between them. They didn't have any big numbers individually. Joe Rose and Lee both had 23, but they got 61 receptions out of their tight ends a year ago.
I've always really do feel that that's really a very important position that a lot of teams overlook. If you can utilize that tight end position, it really limits a lot of the defensive coverages that teams can use against you.
4th down, less than a yard.
They came to play, didn't they? Whoa!
Whitney, he should have it.
I don't know.
Riding on the back.
You know, I think one of the things that maybe
The center, Stevenson.
the rest of the country may not be totally aware of, but not too many years ago, this whole area was really big Dolphin fans. And then they got their own team here, and they've tried to develop this state rivalry, and they've done a pretty good job. This is kind of a Super Bowl atmosphere by these Tampa Bay Buccaneers
No
fans.
question. There's a great intensity here. As you look at John McKay, the Bucs have never beaten the Dolphins, though they've only played them once in the regular season. And the Dolphins have been reluctant to play the Bucs. Some of the scribes have said, as we look at the measurement, hold on.
And a key one it is.
Well, he's got it, Frank.
Got him his first.
The link to the football. First down, Miami.
So it
inside
worked
the
for sure.
18-yard line.
This is one of those things that, you know, again, I really believe is a judgment call. Woodley, good athlete, makes a dive over. They didn't have much to go, but it really boils down to where's the referee going to spot the ball?
Just to finish the story, Frank, some of the scribes have said that Culverhouse, who owns the Bucs, and Robbie owns the Dolphins, don't like one another because Culverhouse fought the dual ownership proposition in the league. Not true. Robbie says it's not true. He says the intensity was too much and caused too many injuries.
On first down, Whitley back.
I don't think that's true either.
Fires out was complete to Cephalo, and good coverage by Norris Thomas, the former Miami Dolphin, traded here a couple of years ago, and a starter, as was Neil Colsey, who was starting for Tampa Bay.
That's kind of an interesting story in a way, Frank. You're talking about Norris Thomas. You see Cephalo come to him and said there's not a receiver he has in the pattern that's going to make any yardage off for him this time. Cephalo didn't go anywhere downfield. And Norris Thomas is a heck of a hitter.
He's a fierce tackle.
Yeah, it really is. He may not be the best with finesse and coverage, but when he and Colsey came over, they just didn't seem to fit into that Dolphin scheme of things, and they fit in very well here in Tampa.
Pick up the 2, second down and 8. Ball at the 16-yard line. Here comes the blitz. Franklin sprawling over his own man as the blitz was on.
They really tunneled Giesler on that play, and there was no place for Franklin to go.
Brantley came in from the inside linebacker position, took his man right back into Franklin.
It's such an old, but Brantley is the guy. The linebackers are the key, I think, to a 3-4 defense, really. You've got to have the big guys, the 3 guys up front to neutralize that line, but they've got to fill those holes by the linebackers. And Brantley's doing a good job. They're really quite pleased from another standpoint. So the younger guys they got coming in down there.
Third down, passing situation dictated, and we have the shotgun. 15th play of the drive coming up.
And it took too long.
Too long. Clock ran out.
Jeff Davis is a young linebacker for the Buck defense. That's giving Cecil Johnson a real go for his position at the left inside linebacker. Cecil was moved over to that position when Hugh Green came into camp.
Cecil, who's had good days with the Bucs, is having trouble this year. He's fallen off. Jeff Davis, 5th-round draft choice from Clemson, has been a great joy.
Delay of game, number 16, offense.
Called against David Whitley, late getting out of a huddle. They'll back him up 5. Jerry Seaman and his crew working the game tonight. So it'll be third down, 15. The ball at the 22-yard line of Tampa Bay. 7:45 remaining in the half. The Bucs on top, 3-0. Once again from the shotgun. 3-man rush. Complete. Vigorito. And Vigorito short of the first down, taken out of bounds somewhere around the 12-yard line. Mike Washington defensively there for Tampa Bay.
Yahoo-wah, as they say in Virginia. That's where Vigorito's from. Yahoo-wah.
We will see. Uwe von Schaman.
He's well again, Frank, and kicking very well.
Gained all that weight back he lost early in the season during training camp. He lost about 25 pounds with colitis. 5 of 6 on the season. His long, however, only 42 yards. Don Strock is the holder. Bob Kutchenberg will provide the snap. A 29-yard effort. Right through the heart, and we have a tie football game at 7:30 remaining in the half. The Bucs and the Dolphins tied at 3. And we'll be back at a jam-packed Tampa Stadium in just a moment. 38 off the clock to tie it up at 3. They, however, did have to settle for the three-pointer. The delay of game penalty perhaps playing a major role there. On a 3rd and 15, they came up about 3 yards short. Michael Morton and Johnny Ray are deep for Tampa Bay. Von Schaman to kick away. There's Michael Morton, who speedster out of Nevada. Von Schaman hammers one deep into the end zone. They'll leave that one. Touchback, and Tampa Bay will have the ball at their 20-yard line.
He's well again. Strength is back. Now, tonight,
Ube's got his leg back, hasn't he?
Yeah. Uwe Von Schaman banging it deep in the end zone. Tampa Bay will have a 1st and 10 at their 20 when we come back.
Panasonic introduces our smallest, lightest VHS video
by Tampa Bay back in 1976. They were 8 All-Pro.
They weren't stupid, were they?
No, they weren't. Traded his brother this past year, Dewey, to San Diego along with David Lewis. Their defensive coordinator, Tom Bass, also went out to the Chargers. 1st and 10. Game tied at 3. 7:24 remaining in the half. This is Wilder. Outside and Wilder up around the 24-yard line for a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Here is the defensive genius of the Miami Dolphins, Bill Arnsparger. And he is that, too.
Yeah, exactly that, Frank. Great coach.
Takes personnel and makes the personnel fit the spot.
Interestingly, the Dolphins worked out as a team during the strike more than any other single team in the league. And it shows in their play.
We're 2nd down and 6. Wilder and Owens, the 2 setbacks. Play action by Williams. And he fires an out pass that was hung on a line to Gordon Jones, incomplete. Gerald Small was there.
The little man who was one of the pioneers of Monday Night Football, Chet Forty, who began with Don and me in September 1970 as Billy Nelson and the Browns beat Joe Namath and the Jets, is unfortunately not with us tonight. He rarely, if ever, misses a game, but he had to tonight. He had to go home from Houston after the great debacle of Friday night, death in the family, the passing of Chet's uncle, Lou Corn. He'll be back with us, of course, Thursday.
Picture is provided tonight by a very talented young director, Craig Janoff. 3rd down and 6. Down goes Williams.
No place to go.
And the big man, Bob Baumauer, we told you earlier to keep an eye on him because Steve Wilson, the regular Buck center, out of the game tonight with a bad ankle. And Jim Leonard, filling in, has his hands full.
Baumauer gets a good initial shot. Pushes his way off. There really was just nobody open downfield. Baumauer made a good escape move. Came back, made the sack.
So Larry Swider sets up in the end zone. Good opportunity for field position for Miami. Vigorito standing at about his 44-yard line. Swider gets a good one this time. Driving Vigorito back to his 37. Good move by Vigorito. Tommy Vigorito, second-year man out of Virginia, gets it back into Buck territory near the 42-yard line.
What a kick runner. He can kill you. He killed the Jets. Take a look, Don.
Well, this is the way Vigorito's looking at it. But you'll see that the quick initial move by Morris is evaded. He comes back into the inside, makes a nice run, gets back into almost the 40-yard line. The Dolphins are set up to go.
Running back punch is an art, and this man has it down. We'll be back in a moment.
From the beginning, the Buick automobile has been luxurious, comfortable, prestigious, and almost without fail, a reflection of its time. Spirited, reserved, adventurous. In the 50s and 60s, right along with expectations, Buicks were big. In the 70s, with gas no longer cheap and sometimes hard to find, Buick was a pioneer in the development and use of a light, efficient power plant, the V6 engine, for lighter, more efficient cars. And so on into the 80s, an age of sophisticated electronics. New V6s, 4s, diesels, turbocharging, fuel injection, T-types, aerodynamics, new technology, and our old friends. Luxury, comfort, prestige, and confidence. We figure it's a lot easier to know where you're going when you're sure of where you've been.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
Sunday. I'm back. Steve Martin is the jerk.
That's right.
5:56 remaining in the half, a rapidly moving game. We are tied at 3. Frank Eppert, Howard Cosell, along with Don Meredith, getting ready to start on a rather interesting 8 days. We'll be in Los Angeles for the 49ers and the Rams on Thursday, and a week from tonight we'll be in Detroit for the Jets and the Lions. First down and 10. The Dolphins, following a 22-yard punt return by Vigorito, are at the Bucs' 41-yard line. Late fake. Woodley has the man open. It's the tight end, Bruce Hardy, and down goes Bruce Hardy. Andy Hawkins there defensively to make the stop after a pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Bruce Hardy is the tight end who can do pretty good at both blocking and receiving. Well, Ronnie Lee may be the better blocker, and he was shaken up earlier in the game, and the other tight end, Joe Rose, considered the better of the receivers.
Have you noticed how often Tampa Bay goes to the 4-2 now, Frank?
They do move around. They didn't do that under Tom Bass, but now their defensive coordinator is a longtime associate of John McKay. That's Wayne Fonts. Fonts with McKay at USC for many years. 2nd and 5. Woodley takes the draw. He's in trouble, and down he goes. And he is buried. Andy Hawkins, I believe, there first, but he got a lot of help from his friends, Dave Logan and Hugh Green. Lost is all the way back to about the 40-yard line.
This is one of those little play fakes into the middle of the line that's supposed to hold that linebacker, and nobody took the fake to Vigorito, and now Woodley's out there by himself, and he's getting, look at Hawkins coming in there. Great pursuit. The guys really picked up some yardage in it. Dave Logan, the nose tackle, 2 linebackers, Green.
Woodley's eyes as big as dollars.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Coming into this game, Tampa Bay at 13 sacks, far ahead of last year.
3rd best in the league, behind Houston's 18 after 3 games. Out of the shotgun. Woodley, will be picked off. Mike Washington comes down with the football at the 20-yard line.
That ball was not very well thrown. It was just high. It took off on him a little bit. Mike Washington, who is the team leader in receptions anyway, only one ahead of Cedric Brown. Let's take a look at it again. Not much pressure. Just zings it a little bit high.
I'll tell you, any one of 3 Bucs could have picked that one off. He really put that into a crowd, and Tampa Bay gets the turnover, and they get the ball back at their 21-yard line. We'll be back in Tampa right after this.
When a business grows, it often grows out of control. Simple procedures become gigantic problems. Things like billing, filing, and shipping become too big to handle the old way. Why not get one of IBM's low-cost small computers like DataMaster? It puts you back in control, and it can grow.
Here's to a great future.
As your business grows.
Chevy trucks are taking charge with the all-new S10 Blazer. Available with a revolutionary Insta-Track 4-wheel drive system. Shift from freewheeling 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive high and back at any speed. S10 Blazer from America's truck sales leader. Top Chevy trucks are taking charge. And now on new 82 models only, get 10.9% financing that can save you hundreds of dollars on financing costs.
Last year, Arkansas ran hog wild over Texas, trampling their hopes for the national championship. Saturday, Texas wants revenge. A real Southwest shootout on ABC.
A numerical chart that'll show you the development of Doug Williams, #1 draft pick out of Grambling back in 1978. Started out the first year with a little over 37%, up to 50%. Unfortunately, Doug is not been that much on national television, and most people have seen him at his weakest. He's had some great games.
He's going in the right direction, isn't he?
On 1st and 10, and his fired is complete out over the 35-yard line to the 37-yard line, taken there by the speedster Kevin House. And House gets the first down.
There's your quick hitter.
Yeah, but I really think that's the kind of Doug really does have an exceptionally strong arm, and that's a cliche that's thrown away. But House is the guy that's got the speed. He can go at House. That's no real finesse in that route. It's just coming back down, making a quick move to the inside.
If you don't have a linebacker in front of that, there's no way one of the fine defenders like Don McNeil can cover it. House has great speed. He has to respect that.
McNeil's one of the better receivers around, and it really is true. Get the ball to him quick.
First down and 10. This is Wilder, and Wilder gets good yardage out of the 45 to the 46, short of the first down by about a yard as Larry Gordon.
That's such a plus to anybody's offense is when you can come back, throw to Kevin House on the outside. He's got that speed. Turn back around on a first down play. Hand it off basically right up the middle and pick up that kind of yardage. That's nice balance.
Having watched this Tampa Bay team against Dallas, it was easy to expect this kind of dogfight against Miami.
Well, they really did play well against Dallas. They just didn't win.
Second down and 1. 46-yard line of the Bucs. Owens gets the first down, and he also gets into Miami territory near the 48-yard line. Bob Brzezinski defensively there, along with Ernie Roan for Miami.
Brzezinski is a guy that we've known from the L.A. Rams and had contract difficulties and was kind of shipped off to Miami. No one really knew what he was going to do, and we've had the opportunity to see him really in the presence of when the strike situations come. But he's really fit in so well down.
Really, yeah.
And they all admire him. And
Shula knew what he was going to do, Don. He gave a third and a second for him.
He did know something. Yeah.
The Rams could use him.
First and 10. Owens, another big opener over in that left side, and Owens inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line.
The one thing that obviously this kind of an offense does, it makes the linebackers more honest. They can't drop back deep.
Heading towards the 2-minute warning. Owens got 6 yards. It'll be second down and 4, and we will not get another playoff before we do get that 2-minute warning. Both pitches being notified as if they didn't know. We'll be back in a moment. Gathering there. We have 2 minutes remaining in the first half. We are tied at 3. Tampa Bay has the football. They have a first and 10. The ball at the 43-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins 3-0, along with Washington, the only undefeated teams remaining in the NFL in this abbreviated season of 9 games. And for Doug Williams, it will be a third down and 4. Jim, stay tuned at halftime and see the action from around the league as it took place yesterday. A lot of surprises. We'll bring you up to date on them.
Rained a lot yesterday, most everywhere.
Second down and 4, rather. I'll correct myself. I said third and 4.
Well, that's all right.
Giles in motion. And this is Owens. And now the Bucs are really ripping the Dolphins line. Owens has another first down at the 31. Stops the clock at 1:54.
You mentioned, Doug Williams. We've been looking at that big, strong arm. Just a quick flip out to the outside. Good lead block. Coming in on the inside
by Wilder.
Wilder had a good lead block. Owens followed it well. Moved to the outside. Picked up more than enough for your first down.
31-yard line. There's Owens, teamed last year, as I mentioned before, with Jerry Eckwood, who's out for the season. A back injury. Doing it all on his own this season. Giles in motion. Owens once again following Wilder. Stays on his feet. Owens once again out of bounds inside the 25. Short of the first down, stopping the clock at 1:49.
A.J. Dewey almost had that exceptional play from the linebacker as he just barely missed it. That's that ifs and buts stuff, right?
Yeah, but Owens kept his balance beautifully and got 5 yards out of it.
6-yard pickup, Howard, to be exact. It'll be second and 4.
Okay. Well, give or take a yard. Hey, it's okay. We're among friends. It's all right.
Huge crowd. There were 114,000 plus no-shows around the league yesterday, and there does not appear to be any here tonight.
And they're all wearing the orange.
Quite a scene. Giles in motion. 2nd and 4. Owens once again. And Owens upended. Good tackle out there. Gerald Small, and he will pop you.
Those are the two guys, McNeil and Small. That's the crowd that Frank was just talking about.
I mentioned the orange part. You can pick that out.
Okay, 115,000 in round numbers. No shows yesterday. 15%, same as last week. Still, doubtless, the hangover from the protracted strike. But here tonight, nothing but enthusiasm.
Hangovers will get you every time.
They don't get you, they'll sure hurt you.
That's right. You shouldn't ought to do it.
3rd and 3. Back to the inside goes Owens, and he will have the first down at the 20 or just inside. Heading to 1 minute. And now,
first timeout.
Doug Williams finally realized he wanted timeout. He ran over and found himself an official, and that's what he calls. Good first down effort by Owens. So the Bucs call timeout. 54 seconds on the clock. They have 2 timeouts remaining. We'll be back. There's John McKay on the right. The offensive signal caller is Bill Nelson, a former quarterback of John McKay's first national championship team at USC.
First Monday night football game ever, Frank. Nelson to Gary Collins, the familiar post pattern, touchdown, and the Browns were never headed.
1st and 10, the Bucs. Game tied at 3. 54 seconds remaining in the half. The ball at the 20-yard line of Miami. The quick toss is to Owens. Staying inbounds. Clock will continue to run. He'll have the first down. It'll be 1st and goal, close to the 8-yard line.
How would I remember that first game?
Timeout once again, Tampa Bay.
I remember that first game. We were talking about, there's a lot of publicity on Namath's knees and all the surgery. And we started looking into it. And Bill Nelson had like eight knee surgeries. Yeah.
Hey, Owens has carried the ball. 11 for the night, but he's carried it the last 7 times.
Well, he's got big Charlie Hanna out there in front of him, big 73, a good block. Owens made a good move to kind of hurdle over one of the defenders. That was good aggressive run.
Real turning point of that first game. Remember, Don, was Homer Jones' return of the second half kickoff for a touchdown.
Is that the same Homer Jones?
You guys stop living in the past here. Well, this is 1982.
Yeah, but Nelson reminded us of that. There he is. Billy Nelson right there.
It's a big game.
Yeah, but you look at John McKay. You know what John McKay thinking? He's thinking about 1972. He says, what a year 72 was. He calls across the field. Shula, what do you think? 72 was a great year. Why? Because neither one of them lost the football game in 72. The Dolphins 17-0. The Trojans 12-zip. Each of those guys were head coaches. You think I haven't been doing my homework? You are wrong.
You are dangerous with homework.
But look at Thursday where you guys are going to be. In Anaheim.
All right, setting the situation, 46 seconds remaining in the halftime. We are tied at 3, a pair of field goals. Capiz, Von Schaman. The Bucs have a first down. Goal to go, the ball inside the 9-yard line. They have 1 timeout remaining.
1st and goal on the 8-yard line.
You remember 72.
Gordon Jones split to the left. Kevin House to the right. And incomplete. Williams firing out to Jimmy Giles. It would have been caught at the line of scrimmage, as it were.
Well, remember what we told you. Frank mentioned it earlier. The Cowboys, against the Cowboys, Bucs had the ball 5 times inside Dallas's 10, did not score the TD. You can't keep blowing those opportunities. During the next half, we're going to show you a different kind of statistic, a better way, we think, to measure offensive.
Wait a minute, not we.
Well, he has a frog in his pocket.
Sean Farrell has brought this play in. 2nd down, goal to go. Miami showing blitz. No flags, a lot of movement, but no flags. And Williams fires it incomplete.
You can't help but wonder if they're not thinking too much about the fact that they can't score inside the 10. Neither one of those last attempts, you'd see Giles drop a ball. That doesn't happen too often. Doug threw that one away. He was well covered. Maybe they don't have those kind of routes that they can score with down there.
Hey, they're down here once again with the first down inside the 10. They are now worked themselves to a 3rd down and goal to go.
It's not easy.
Wilder Here is the single setback. 38 seconds. One timeout for Tampa. Carter in motion. Fired and is caught down around the 1-yard line and then bobbled. There's a scramble. The Dolphins saying it was incomplete, but I think it was blown dead about the 1-yard line.
It'll be very interesting because you're talking about a 4th down situation, assuming that it is a reception. Uh-oh, they're taking it away from him.
No, they're saying that it was not a completed pass, and Giles is visibly upset.
Well, let's just take a look and see if we can make it out any better on the replay. Quick little flip, Giles across the middle. He's wide open.
Boy, did he snap that off.
Yeah, but you wonder why. Wait a minute. Oh, there he goes. Right.
They said he never had possession. We'll see it with our reverse angle camera. Should see it better.
Easy to guess up here, but you wonder why Giles falls down. If he could have just kept his feet maybe and moved over in front of that thing. The ball did come out, and I think it's a good call.
I think a very good call. That brings up 4th down. And once again, Tampa Bay has been stymied after a 1st down inside the 10-yard line. Now, this can start to get to you after a while.
I think it already has.
That's 7 times in the last 6 quarters. Don McKay saying perhaps to himself, what do I have to do?
You know, Frank,
this is what I was talking about. Points per 100 yards. That means offensive opportunism. Miami has been the most opportunistic team offensively. The Raiders 2nd, Green Bay 3rd, Washington 4th. Notice the least opportunistic team for 100 yards gained, Tampa Bay.
27-yard effort. Bill Capice. And Capice unties the game. He is now successful on 2 field goals, and Tampa Bay has a 6-3 lead. We'll be back with more football after this message from the National Football League. Bay has the lead 6-3, 22 seconds remaining in the half. Again, reminding you, halftime highlights coming up. Action from yesterday. Deep is Fulton Walker for Miami, and Bill Capice is set to kick off. This time, Capice will carry it to the 3-yard line, and here comes Walker. Stacked up out around the 23-yard line. Clock stops. Change of offensive and defensive units at 15 seconds remaining in the half.
Well, whether they score from inside the 10 or not, this is a tough cookie, this team. As a unit, defensively, they can give you fits. They're proving out so far.
I think most coaches around the league would certainly agree that before you're going to win, you have to start with that defensive unit. And the Bucs do have, I think, one of the better ones that I've seen.
Okay, they're right on schedule. They've been giving up 97 yards per game through the air, the best in the NFL. They've only given up 24 yards to the Dolphins thus far here in the first half. Woodley from the shotgun. Directing traffic, and this almost picked off.
It really was.
Good defensive effort.
So Brantley again.
Brantley, the inside linebacker.
Interestingly, Frank, under Mike McCormick, as you look at this, again, under Mike McCormick, suddenly Seattle has great defense.
That was a shocker yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think even Seattle could really say they're going to shut Pittsburgh out, right?
I don't think Pittsburgh believes it.
No.
Seattle now 2-2.
Yeah, you hope Terry's arm or shoulder, whatever hurts, is better. You always hate to see the top players in the league get hurt. You hate to see anybody get hurt.
9 seconds remaining in the half. Whitney, that one I do not understand.
No, that's what I'd do with 9 seconds.
A little dangerous.
Use your power runner right in the middle.
Time expires here in the first half, and Tampa Bay has a 6-3 lead. 2 Bill Capice field goals. Tampa Bay's defense showing strong again tonight. They still can't get it into the end zone, however.